Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of Metaverse Masterminds. It's 8 p.m. in the UK this evening, Friday, the 17th of November 2023, and welcome to everybody to tonight's show. Let's have a look, see who we've got on this evening's panel. From the Bureau of Forefront, we've got Private Buddykins. Private Buddykins, give us a wave. Yeah, we can see your hand waving away there. We've got Trucker Fletch and Fred. Give us a wave, Trucker Fletch.
We've got Wilma on channel as well tonight. She wants to poke her nose in.
Excellent, excellent. We've got Wilma as well too. Okay, we've got Private Winnie Skibbs. Good evening, Winnie. Can you hear me?
Hi, Kev. Yeah, hi.
Awesome stuff. And we've also got our special guest from all the way across the pond in America, Dorian Saunders. Good evening, Dorian.
Hey.
Hi, yeah, we've got your audio. I thought you was muted then, Dorian. Welcome to the show, sir. Okay, then. So what's coming up in this evening's show? We've got some crucial information regarding the TFA program that's going to please every member. We shall also go covering the latest active campaigns on offer to members of Dalversal. Okay, so we've got loads of great information coming up about the latest recent campaigns. We also have the pleasure of introducing our special guest, Dorian Saunders, a team leader from America that's coming on air to chat about his experiences when visiting the Dalversal offices in Dubai, plus much more. So we've got some exciting things coming in the show this evening. And not to forget, we also have our very own Trucker Fletch and his little sidekick Fred and Wilma, apparently. Wilma's appearing on air too this evening. Now, Trucker Fletch is coming on to represent each and every member and viewer that's here tonight. As a self-confessed technophobe, Trucker Fletch will be going through some of those questions that we'll all find really great value from, okay? So Trucker Fletch is here representing every single member, whether you're known or unknown, okay? So he'll be answering some quite pressing questions from the perspective of the average member, okay? So we've got plenty of content coming up for you guys this evening. Now, this evening is going to be quite a challenge for myself. Some members who know me understand why. Those that don't will soon find out after this brief intermission, okay? So just bear with us, guys. I'll be back with you in a short.
Metaverse Masterminds, broadcasting live across 5 online platforms: Twitter, Telegram, Discord, Facebook, and YouTube. Join in the lively chat and get your messages posted direct into the studio. Live chat is available from the Bureau of Forefront Facebook page and the Metaverse Masterminds YouTube channel.
Okay, guys, let's get down and get on with tonight's show. So where do we start then? Okay, the Bureau of Forefront have been extremely busy over the past couple of weeks. I've got to announce and congratulate Sergeant Deborah and Sergeant Meng in their extremely busy lifestyles. They've been, sorry there, guys, there's technical issue going on in the back office. Okay, they've been extremely busy joining meetings and gatherings of members from all nations across the globe, okay? They've been instrumental in connecting groups with group leaders, with members of management, corporate, and getting those members informed of what Dalversal stands for and everything in between, including the TFA program, okay? Now, I've made some notes here because it's a very important call this evening, because what we want to be able to do is address members that are just coming back to the platform, okay? Now, it's become evident to members of the Bureau and some of the team leaders, including Dorian, that there are quite a number of members actually starting to wake up and see the benefits of what's happening here. A lot of members are coming to me and saying, I've heard there's a recovery plan in progress for our pending rewards from Hyperverse and Hypernation. Guess what, guys? It's absolutely true. Okay, so what we want to do is go through a few things to just explain a little bit about it, so those new members understand what the process is and what we've got on offer to help with that process. Okay, now I don't want to miss anything out, so I've made a few notes tonight because I've got a little bit of a struggle going on this evening. I'll explain that why in a second. Okay, explain that Sergeant Meng and Deborah have been busy doing that. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. Now I'll need the assistance of Private Winnie. So Private Winnie, is your mic turned on?
Yep.
Right, okay. Now I'm going to go across to my Telegram, and if I get feedback, can you let me know?
Sure.
And also, could you also let me know if and when you see my Telegram screen? I shall be sharing it in a second. Okay, now can you see my Telegram screen, Winnie?
I can, yes.
That's awesome. And up to now, I'm not getting any audio feedback, so I think we've cracked it. Excellent. Yeah. You're not getting audio feedback. That's okay, yeah?
That's right. All good.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Winnie. We have cracked it. We understand it now, which is great. Okay. All right, guys. So let's start with the beginning. The TFA program is the recovery process offered to us by a company called Dalversal. Okay. Now, to begin with, I'm going to go through what Dalversal is. Now, this is the struggle that I'm having this evening. I'll briefly explain why. I suffer from a medical condition called chronic vestibular migraines, and I lose sight in one of my eyes. I had an attack only 2 hours ago, guys, and I'm still suffering the consequences of it at the moment. Now, I'm going to continue doing this show because my dedication is here with you guys, okay? So if I seem a bit vacant or I'm slurring my speech, it's not because I'm drunk. It's because I'm in recovery, okay? So please bear with me. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, so what is Dalversal? Now, bear in mind that Dalversal is the company that are offering this recovery plan, of which we're going to go deeper into that later on in the show. So Dalversal is a Dubai-based social-fi metaverse platform that offers diverse creation and interaction possibilities for brands and creators. It is based on blockchain and Web3 technology to offer a social, creative, and immersive experience to users. It offers 6 main products that constitute a vertically integrated metaverse infrastructure: Avatar, DID, Staking, MySpace, MyStar, and Marketplace. So what are the characteristics of Dalversal? Avatar. Avatar allows users to create and customize their own 3D digital avatar with different style options, accessories, and animations. DID is a decentralized digital identity system that guarantees the security, privacy, and sovereignty of user data. Staking. The Dalversal Land subscription generates returns by immobilizing your coins, allowing you to start or stop your staking journey at your discretion and guaranteeing you maximum control over your resources. MySpace. It is a virtual space where users can decorate, host events, socialize, and interact with other users and objects. MyStar. It is a talent platform where users can showcase their skills, participate in challenges, receive feedback, and earn rewards. Marketplace is a marketplace where users can buy and sell digital goods and services such as art, fashion, music, games, and more. So Dalversal has a futuristic, innovative style and aims to be a highly inclusive platform that offers opportunities for expression, creativity, and collaboration to all users in a metaverse that unites them. Okay, guys, I'm going to come back into the studio now. Let me just get rid of that document. Okay. You still hear me, Winnie? Okay.
Yeah, all good.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, guys, I hope that gives you a basic overall of what Dalversal is. Now, what I can say is Dalversal have just launched their 10th edition of what is known as the Dalversal Game Plan. Okay. Now, the game plan, I said that I would explain this on air this evening because there's 2 PDF documents that are available. And it's causing a little bit of confusion with some members, which is understandable because it's quite a complicated document for some to understand. So the 10th edition of the game plan that members will see in the groups is the document that explains the basic platform of Dalversal. Nothing to do with TFA. Okay, that's a separate entity. So the Dalversal products and the platform is explained in that 10th edition of the game plan PDF. Okay. The TFA plan is what you refer to regarding the recovery process of your pending rewards from Hyperverse or Hypernation. So hopefully, guys, that explains and, differentiates between the two, because what members have to realize is the TFA program is the recovery side for your pending rewards. It's separate. It's completely separate. Okay. But they are linked in some way should you want it to be. So what you can do is you can look at all the presentations from Dalversal and then refer to the game plan, the 10th edition game plan, to see what members' opportunities are, like staking land plots on planets, for instance. So like I say, we'll go through that later on in the show, guys. Okay, so let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything out again. So that gives everybody a bit of an insight into the company and what the company are all about, what they describe in the company. So what I'm going to do now, have we got Dorian in? Yes, he's there.
He's there, isn't he? Yeah, good.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I would like to get Winnie to introduce the audience to Dorian Saunders. And Winnie, I do believe, has got plenty of questions for Dorian, who's going to go into detail and explain a little bit more about Dalversal. So let me adjust the screen. Let's see if we can get you guys on with us. Okay, over to you, Winnie. Feel free.
Hi there. Hi, Dorian. Can you hear me okay?
Hi.
Yeah, and your mic's on, I think, isn't it? So welcome back.
Myself.
Yeah, it's a bit quiet, but that's okay.
My mic.
That's fine. Yeah, can you hear that
Glad
okay?
to be here.
Kev? Oh, great.
Yes,
yeah.
this sound is coming in and out, but I can make
Great. Well, thank you for coming back. And for those
it
of
out.
you
It seems like I
who
can make
weren't here last week, Dorian was on last week and was
It's
last week, wasn't it?
reconnecting.
It seems like a long time ago. A lot's happened. Dorian's from Chicago. Yes, many things to ask you. First of all, well, I'm going to ask you about your trip to Dubai, but first of all, I wanted to ask you about your planet. Dorian has an industrial age planet. So if anyone wants to stake on an industrial age planet, Dorian has a planet with a very interesting name.
Oh, yes.
Called Diverse Nurse Universe. I'm going to read it out and then you can tell me about it. I'm going to read your manifesto. There's a little planetary manifesto. I say that. And then I haven't written it down, have I? Like a numpty. Okay. You can tell us about your planet. Where did this name come from? That's a really interesting name. The sound's cutting out a bit, isn't it? Are you getting
Yeah,
that?
looks like we've got connectivity issues with Dorian.
Yes. That's a shame.
Dorian, do you want to try turning your video off and see if your audio
I-
streams smoother?
Yes, let me.
Okay, it is a shame that, but
Yeah.
the bandwidth just
Because
doesn't
I'm
seem
hearing
to be
every
enough.
other word.
Yeah.
That's much better.
Yes, I don't know what's on my end. Is it better?
That's better. We can hear you better. Yeah. Yeah. So can you tell us about the name of your planet? Diverse Nurse Universe.
Okay, I don't know what. My mom. It's all about my mother. My mother is a doctor here in St. Louis, Missouri, and we decided to get the planet. We had a non-for-profit organization with Diverse Nurse Universe. We actually own a lot of real estate here area under that. So our goal is to get the St. Louis around the sea area. So we thought, let's put that in the metaverse. So Diverse Nurse Universe is colors. Actually, my mom designed it. We're actually still kind of playing with it, but our whole purpose for doing it is to have a piece of business,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Can you still broken?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Fantastic. So it's a charity, did you say?
Okay.
It's a charity? Yeah.
Okay, I don't know whether you got that, Dorian. Winnie was saying, is it a charity?
Oh, yeah. Did you say it was a charity? It's named after a charity.
It's a nonprofit organization, but our goal, our family goal, has always been to develop area in St. Louis. So all of our property that the family buys, it's to bring businesses into that area. And we've been at 20 years now. So the family vision is basically to bring areas, bring awareness to our community there, and bring safety, and get businesses and into the area, so we can bring up the economic area in the St. Louis city. But it's something we've always been working on as a family.
Fantastic. Someone's just asked for your coordinates, which I'm just putting into the coordinates of 5-1. I'm going to put that into the chat. There you go.
Oh, the coordinates for that planet is 5-1.
5-1. Yeah. 5-1. Great. Yeah, I'll put that into the chat. Oh, I'm trying to put the manifesto. I've got the manifesto. It says, "Welcome to Diverse Nurse Universe, the ultimate virtual Web3 planet experience. At Diverse Nurse Universe, we proudly present an unparalleled opportunity for you to join a groundbreaking vision." Oh, I think I missed a word out. That's okay. Fantastic. And and as you know, we can change the names of the planet and we can change the manifestos. Fantastic.
And thank you for asking for those coordinates as well.
We've been working on.
Got a delay, haven't we?
Thank you.
We've got a delay here, haven't we? But trustfully, it's working. We're getting through.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so what was, well, I wanted to ask you about your trip to Dubai. You went to Dubai recently. Would you like to tell us a bit about your journey?
Yes,
I know you've told us some, but you.
Yes. If you can. Yeah, I'll tell you Dubai. I have to apologize for the connection. I don't know if it's going in and out on my end. Suffer through it. I'm going to ask if you guys can hear me.
That sounds better to me. That's
okay.
Just then, yeah.
Me, and then I'll go ahead and. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Basically, the reason I would Dubai to give you guys a little context. Was Hyper, then Hypernation, and I was basically Hypernation, not because I had a huge community. I wasn't a huge community. I was a V5 from my own. Some of the people that followed me into this, but my family, my mom, my son, my brother, and some of them I paid for their membership. So when I decided to make the trip to Dubai, it was just none of us had any answers on what to do or where, what we could do to have a chance to get our money back. So I felt like another option, but to be honest, when I actually decided to go to Dubai, I didn't have very good intentions when I got there. Jonah, one of my goals was to get to know him as an individual. The second goal was to find out where our money was and if there was a chance. It was pleasant. It was a pleasant surprise that Jonah was a human being, just like me, more than I did. I feel he in a show. I don't know if he could say this live, but in a show, he was kind of going through something. He bought when Diversal bought the community, bought the data from Hyper. They were hoping to, so to speak, a grounded community that was together. But as you guys know, broken eggs. So they were trying to figure out a way to bind those eggs together and make it, and that's where they came out with the targeted assistance program, and it money to get us active. And what I like about it is they are actually trying to do right by this, even though they didn't make this. So it kind of put us square in line times, but to give they're getting something from us. Also learned that this was much more than just a program. I look at Diversal as two sides. There's one to TFA, which is the debt, the MAC. But then there's another side. There's the eco side where, in fact, there's products involved and companies involved that are put products in our growing ecosystem. As these products attach to the system, guess what? Our faster. Guess what? Not only does our debt get paid, or TA or targeted financial assistance get paid, to make return on investment, or like what I call now money. And that now you can withdraw. And I love that. So what I saw is people actually getting now money while debt is getting paid. There is members right now that are withdrawing from their TFA while they're getting from taking advantage of the products inside of our The challenge we have as members or leaders system is growing it. I can tell you the first challenge and the first is getting the 200,000 to 250,000 members. We are presently at around 60,000 and climbing.
Oh, okay.
And climbing fast. The American market is just the German market I saw last week is coming on. I can see us hitting that number fast. And why it's so important is right now there's enough funding to keep withdrawals going for about the and when we get to 200,000, that's going to project an influx of about 100 million in venture capital money that goes into other products, like space product that's coming out the first quarter of the year. But there's other products that are coming out from other businesses, and some, might be home runs, but the profit of that or programs gets to share growth. Their only question is, how much of the 80% do we get to have? Now I'm going to stop right there because I don't know if you guys are hearing me because my connection has been horrible. And I have to apologize for that. But can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I know. Well, I could. I know for some people it was cutting out, wasn't it? And Kev, could you could hear that? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind if I just cut in there for a moment?
Yeah.
Dorian, your audio settled down. I could hear everything towards the last 3/4 of what you were saying. So that's fine, sir. The information you're passing over here is extremely important for all members. Okay. I'm laughing because while we're on air now, live, global, I've got messages coming through to me personally saying exactly what I said earlier on. People are messaging me saying, is this true that we're getting a recovery option with Hyperverse? This is live, guys. These messages are coming through while we're live on air. So this is what is happening. This is what we've been experiencing over the last week or two. And this is phenomenal. I'm seeing members coming back that I've not seen for literally months and months. Yeah. So sorry for butting in there, guys. I just wanted to make a point there. Yeah. Because this is how extremely busy I know the Bureau members have, and I'm sure the leaders have that are on board, like Dorian as well. So I'll pass it back to you, Winnie, but I had to say that because this is just proof of what we're trying to say. And there's going to be people joining daily. Okay. Yeah. So this is starting to really gain momentum now. Yeah. Over to you, Winnie. Thanks for letting me in. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is fantastic.
It makes sense, doesn't it? And that every time, Well, there's always new bits of information, isn't there? And
Yeah.
several things you said there, Dorian, about, well, one thing I wanted to ask Jonah was how he felt about the community, because obviously they must have had some expectations, but they wouldn't know exactly what state the community is or how we're going to perform, and they're very professional, and they're not going to say, oh my God, it's a nightmare, we wish never took you on, and but maybe,
What I could
He gave,
What I could say about Jonah, if you guys can hear me, Jonah was very
Yep.
excited
Yeah, sure.
about the first American going to and only. And what I saw was the venture capitalists clamoring over the American or Western market and huge footing in the Western side of things. So excited. I almost felt like I was a steak or a candy. So they were super excited to have someone there that was going to promote and start a Ripple. And once I left, I was very excited to get back to me and start the Ripple, which I've been doing. I've been telling the same story all day, and starting to get some traction here in America and getting membered. And what I mean by getting members on, it doesn't cost money to take advantage of the system and value to our community as a whole. All it is just setting up your account and subscribing to package A if you can, and that doesn't cost anything. And a lot of members are saying that I hear is A, because I have no pending. And I'm like, okay, just get in and click a button every 5 days. And that is helping your community. That is us continue to be viable to these venture capitalists. So guys, even though your pending rewards may not be what you want it to be or as high as some others, get in and begin of growing our community. The more we grow it, the more valuable it comes. And think land staking and the profitability you can get from that as it's not the main course. And that's where I learned, was thinking the TFA was the main course. The targeted assistance is not it. The money is in building the community system. And when I say our, I mean yours. If we could build it, guys, some of you it could so there's a big opportunity there for all involved in this new journey called the Metaverse. Okay, we have staked our land in it. We have staked our planet in it. It doesn't stake land for as little as $10. Stake it. It's up to you. Either way, just click a button, play around.
yes. So just one second, Winnie. So just to compress that and highlight the points of that, this is what really surprised me when I listened to that meeting back. Okay. The bit that really struck me was the fact that Jonah turned around in there and said that it's the activity that is the value. Because one of the main questions that I've seen, because believe me, with all the groups that I moderate and admin and whatever, I get a lot of messages saying, we're not putting fresh USDT on. We're not putting fresh funds on. We don't believe in it. This is a completely different ball game, guys. That is not the priority. The priority is the activity on the platform. And that is what really surprised me. But I get it. I do get it. Because these venture capitalists know what these big businesses are looking for, and it's activity. So like Dorian said himself, you know, if you've got the pending rewards, get in there, get that TFA activated. You don't need to put fresh funds on if you don't want to. The opportunity is there to have a look at what they're offering, which is what we can show you guys. It's your choice. If you want to use them, that speeds up the TFA. So that's an added bonus. So thanks, Winnie. You carry on, love. Yeah, it's a real good opportunity.
It is, yeah, and it's well, so many things I wanted to say. I was thinking about it this week. Like from my point of view, I don't come from a business or a marketing or a
I'm the
financial
same.
background. Same with Kev. So I'm learning the jargon. I mean, I know what a venture capitalist is, but there's other stuff I've had to look up, and some people do and some people don't. And I've had people ask me what's an NFT and what's this metaverse and what's the products and how can they possibly pay money? Where does it come from? And lots of really valid questions, which I haven't always been able to answer, but I'm gradually understanding that the value. I know that we as a community are of value, but now it's becoming clearer what that actually means. And Dorian, you've been really helpful, because it's really helpful to hear it explained in different ways. And you've come over and it's like, yeah, I get it. And Jonah himself said it. He said, just don't worry about that. He said, we don't want to encourage people to put money on, just get on the TFA to begin with. And then you're, as you said, Kev, be an active user. And that, yeah.
I think another point that I picked up on was the confidence that Jonah had in us, because you've got to have a lot of confidence to want to put 80% of the profit of your own business towards a rescue plan for members. You've got to have confidence in them members, okay, for 3 years. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not show us what you're going to give us and we might try and help you. This is a case of, right, this is my offering and this is all that I'm asking for.
Yeah.
You know, the TFA program's there. And like Winnie quite rightly said, people are getting to that 100% already. It's amazing. So, yeah. What else have we got, Winnie?
Well,
next question.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dorian, Dorian, you recorded a what was it, a video called Marketing Diversal. Dorian's been recording videos. I think you've been practicing, because you're talking to so many people, and that was really helpful. You explained it really well about
practicing, yes.
Yeah. Like you explained it as how it was like a marketplace, and that in fact, can you remember what you said there about how staking land, it's the same as in shops, like getting a big shopping center and shops wanting to come in and they need a customer base.
I will do my best.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, it's breaking up. I think you want the beginning of the marketing plan, or the beginning between Web to Web 2 and Web 3.
That's it.
Okay, I heard that's it. So we'll get through this. So I'm gonna what I'm looking at when I look at the market diversal, the story or the order of it is the most important. A lot of people go straight to the end and straight to the planet and products. For me, it's the origin, and the origin starts with Web 1. All of us remember the big bulky phones, or dial-up internet, when you have plugged the internet into your big bulky box computer system, and when you plugged it into that, you had dial-up internet. And problem that they had with dial-up internet and the data storage of data, and being able to handle the would take in order to do. So the transition was basically wireless internet, and it was the birth of companies like Facebook, companies like YouTube, Amazon. Remember, in Web 2, used to be the technology advanced in our computers and our and Wi-Fi data, smaller phones. We were able to talk to them on as small as a watt. Our computers, instead of being bulky, big, things that filled up a whole room, they became a movement. And when you think of movement, Google runs this world. Basically, your audio intelligence. The best way I losing me.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is dropping out more now. We're just getting bits.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear me.
You're coming through clear now, Dorian.
Yeah,
it's every now and then it drops out and we can't hear anything, but we heard you that time. Yeah.
So in the web movement, to kind of keep it short, you don't you may not need a phone at all or a computer. I will try to it basically in the web and being able to watch TV and your show or movie in it. The movement is economy driven and eco driven on what we're building. So there's going to be the companies that have a presence in the metaverse. I call it Web3, La La Land.
Yeah, you call it La La Land. I like that.
AI movement. They attach their products to or your planet or your land. So as planet pays out its or your land pays out rewards, your land through smart contract, and the value of your land could go way up in value. The value of your planet, even after you receive in rewards, it's a lot more than that. As these companies start coming into our community, they will stake their NFTs to yours, and there is contracts that will be a transition between digital wallet and theirs. I kind of try short and easy there, because I don't know which parts you heard and which parts you didn't.
Yeah, that was good.
But I hope it made sense.
That helped. I know, well, because I have a planet and I just felt like I wanted one. But to be honest, I still think, why have I got a planet? What's a planet for? What is it going to do? And I mean, Kev, I think Kev, you understand this, even though you're not from a marketing or financial background, but because you're a visionary and you can see, and you've talked about this, and it hasn't happened yet. A lot of we forget that we're right in the beginning, aren't we?
Absolutely. What we're doing now in Dalversal, we're just setting the foundations of the empire. Simple as that. And we're being offered the opportunity to be the building blocks. You know, what I vision is a skyscraper. Okay, now if you can imagine that skyscraper being your end product, the business that you would like, where you have a regular universal basic income, let's say that, you know, what you need to do at this moment in time is build a solid foundation. Okay, it's no good jumping in and saying, "Oh, I want 3x," and then I'll spend all that and then just do it again. You've been given the opportunity to really build some good foundational ground. Okay, and as Dalversal is opening up and evolving, they're giving you additional opportunities to build on that foundation. For those of us visionaries and leaders and so forth that can see the potential here, what we're doing is we're preparing the new world in Web3 so that this is extremely attractive to the bigger companies that don't want to be involved in building it. They want to be involved in getting in there. Okay, when it's thriving, when it's alive and up and kicking, you know. So we're being given that opportunity. Let's take Apple or Microsoft, for instance. Yeah, I gave this as an example yesterday. The latest iPhone is coming on the market in 3 months' time. You've got that section of people that will just put the money into it without even knowing what it looks like.
Sure.
Okay. But then you've got that section of people that won't put into it until they've seen it, they've used it, they've shared it with their friends. You know what I mean? So which category are you in? You've got to decide that at this point. But the key thing is you've got the option to choose. With Dalversal, you've got the option to be the pioneer, the ones at the bottom that will build this empire up. So yeah, being a visionary with this, sharing the ideas, sharing the way that we see that this platform isn't a platform that I've come across ever before. And the beauty of what we're getting offered at the moment, and believe me, guys, there's some good things coming. You know, we're learning things every day. What I will say is Dalversal are giving us the opportunity to shape our future. Okay, even with the structure of the business, we're shaping it with them. They're not just saying this is happening, that's happening, are you on board or not? We're getting the chance to shape it, to develop it, to benefit all members. So yeah, fantastic. Winnie, back to you, love.
Yes, well, and that brings us back to the value that we have, really. To I mean, I'm going through my own thought processes, but of course, as everyone, we're all connected, and there's always other people thinking the same of how can it be sustainable. But now I'm starting to understand that we are the value, and we are part of it. And coming back to that number, the number of 250,000, that was a new one to us, I think, wasn't it? That's the figure that they're aiming for.
Yeah, but what struck me was that's more doable when members understand the fact that it's not monetary. It's not money that they need to reach that figure. It's just sign up for your TFA.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I know plenty of people are asking for the TFA and they want the information on the TFA. That's it, guys. That's what we're after. We can worry or we can choose about the financial side of it as we go along, as we develop our own security in the business. And this is what we're doing for you now, guys. We're doing that. Dorian's been out to the office, and I do believe, if I'm right, Dorian might confirm this, I do believe Dorian will be going out every other month to ensure that stability. I do believe Jonah said that there was opening a office here in the UK soon. I think it was Q1 next year, first quarter of next year. Yeah. That's going to be fantastic, guys, because whenever I do get the opportunity, I'll be going. Go ahead, Dorian. Yeah, please.
I can't say I will be getting on a plane on the 23rd into Rome to hang with John Muhammad and Marco and next week, and then between us back in Dubai, myself and Marco and maybe Daniel, just sing ball. We don't want the ball. If I play football and I'm a sports guy, so, sports guys, if you're playing football, you got to keep your we're back to diversal to make sure the ball doesn't bounce. You can stay tuned to the information. So we'll be there between the 7th and the 10th of December. And then we'll be going back with a group of people. We'll be hand on the ball and try not to fumble it.
Maybe we can talk, maybe we can have you all on the show perhaps during that time. We'll see how that works. But
yeah, we'd love to have you back on the show, Dorian, when you've been out next time. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Okay, Winnie.
We were trying to get Meng on, weren't we? I think he's not available, is he, by the sound of it?
No,
probably running around with his boy, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So yeah, what's next on the list, Winnie? Any other questions?
Yes, I think we covered. Oh, hang on. Yes, I mean it's been a bit tricky, hasn't it, with the sound? Well, I was going to ask you, Dorian, about your background, really, because you're really good at explaining things and you're really down to earth and at explaining things. So I wondered what your background was. Do you have a background in teaching?
Where did you start in the crypto arena? That's a good question.
Oh, that one. Yes, thank you, Kev. Yeah, that was that was one of the questions. Yes. Was Hyper your first entry to the crypto world?
Okay, I'm gonna repeat. I think you guys said, just to make sure, you wanted to around and what led me into the crypto. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it? Background is I was a consultant in the insurance field. Basically, I would try and consult sales agents on presentations and market their business. So if I was successful, it wasn't successful. Well, I didn't eat. So my job was basically promoting things. As far as getting into the Hyper, I was always an investor all my life. I don't know, maybe years of age, and I would make a lot of money and lose a lot of money. I think the most money I've made investing, gosh, I don't know, 100 in a couple minutes, I would say, but then I could lose it just as fast. So I was really good at making money, fast investing in certain things. Also my mom, maybe why I communicate. I have to give that to my mom, really. She always made me read a lot. To get paid, I would have to do book reports and presentations to my mom, cheat the book. So got very good at communicating and making a point, if that makes sense.
Winnie, can we get Dorian to answer
a friend of mine?
Dorian, there's somebody's typed a question into the chat, which you might be able to answer. Can you hear me?
I just read that on.
Yes. How do they?
Okay.
Yeah, I think we understand that.
I can try to answer if you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please do go ahead.
I can hear you every other word, but I think there's a question you want me to answer. So basically, I'll repeat it. How does the substance to pay out and where Diversal generates money to pay out? So what I can say is about focusing on the long term. This is not a sprint for Diversal. And where we are in the crypto community fail is members get in there with these unreal sprints are charging forward fast, and what ends up happening, the liquidity ends up leaving. The Diversal leadership team, they want to move slow, which is why some people will say it's going to take 200 days before we can even start to. That's by design. I can tell you there is a there to pay out the funding, but to slow it, longevity that we require and what is needed to keep it in the game before products start, really and bones in the metaverse area, and there needs to be time built in for these products to start getting work. So I can much vouch they are looking at it slow and steady and consistent. Now, as I don't want to say how much I invested in, but it was pretty substantial. I'm looking at Jonah and I'm thinking, well, fast, I need to double down. Just take your time, help their TFAs, and you guys will not only get your money, but you can not only get what you put a lot more. And that resonates with me because most of us, when we think they're not done in a week or something. And this is not a 6-month sprint, guys. They want to keep the withdrawals going for years and years and years to do that. In order to put caps on guys like me, think about it. Like me could put millions in this program and then kill the liquidity. Like, that's not what we're doing. They have a cap on the amounts of land that people can stay. It's kind of like a scarcity program. Just like you Kev mentioned, the real goal here is to have a sustainable community that creates value to venture capitalists. That is the stake. That is the cake. That is not the TFA, and it's not the land staking. That's the ice cream.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. It's going to taste good, but it's not the main course. Why this is going to be sustainable. The products are here. Web3 has made their money in products in the Web3 market already. There is guys in China. A lot of you haven't met Kay yet, and most of it. When I go Italy, I'll try to make a recording with her. But there's games.
We have heard about her because we saw a video.
Web3. Oh, I know you're losing connection.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we'll
hear me, can you?
Yeah.
I think we'll move on, Winnie. I really appreciate the patience. I really appreciate the patience of the viewers.
Games in the Web3 market that have produced almost, and it's nuts. But guys, we have games that we own as a.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dorian. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for Yeah, that reminded me of King
Yeah.
Ben said a similar thing. He said, I'm trying to remember
I
what
am
he said.
sorry.
Something like it's not a
whether
Mercedes Benz, so
it wasn't stable.
it's not a flash sports car. He said Diversal's not, and he didn't say what it was, but I got the point that it's not about get in, drive fast, make loads of money,
Exactly.
get out. It's just and
That's
you
right.
that from listening to them, and especially with Mohammed, they're like steady,
Very focused.
Yeah.
Very focused. Yeah.
They're not all like multi-level hype. They're
Yeah.
very focused.
Absolutely. So, okay, guys, thanks ever so much for being patient and trying to, sit through that. Unfortunately, Dorian had a bad connection, but we get the gist of it. We get the bread and butter of what the information was, and I do believe it's fantastic. So, before we move on and bring Trucker Fletch on to out into our studio to talk, what I want to do next is just go through a couple of the campaigns that Dalversal are offering us. I think it fits this section of the show to show members a couple of the things that Dalversal are offering us to assist our experience of the platform itself. So let's make sure that we are getting the thumbs up from my beautiful buddykins. Okay. Can you see that pop up as well? Okay, so this one's Astral Explorers who stay together and win together. So join Dalversal's Galactic Sales campaign today. Now I'm hoping that goes. Yeah, now there. Earn a 10% galactic referral reward on the price of each new planet referral. Get rewarded every time you assist fellow I'll start that one again. Get rewarded every time you assist fellow explorers in owning their new planets. Okay, so let's just have a quick read through that. Join Galactic Sales campaign today. Spread the word, ignite excitement, and earn with Dalversal's Galactic Sales campaign. Earn a 10% galactic referral reward on the price of each new planet referral. If you join now, before it ends on the 30th of November 2023. So rally round your fellow explorers and spread the word about Dalversal's boundless cosmic expanse and win together. Now, don't forget, guys, this is one of their campaigns where anybody can take that opportunity and make the best use of it. And that ends on the 30th of November. So we've still got nearly 2 weeks of that. Okay. So everybody can take part in that and earn a 10% galactic referral reward. Now, I have read the T&C, or briefly read the T&Cs on this, and it is required that you make sure you put your referral code in, or the person purchasing has to ensure that it's your referral code. Otherwise, you won't receive the referral amount. Okay. The next campaign I can show you. Have we got the pop-up? Yeah. Expand your territory. Now, guys, we've got the additional 2 plots of industrial and electric, because the industrial and electric planets are in the other campaign that I've just mentioned. So what have they done now? Now, we've seen this campaign before, guys, but we've got those 2 additional plots now. So like everybody understands that the basics, when this first opened up, we was entitled to 1 stone, 1 bronze and 1 iron plot on those planets. Okay. After the first campaign, those that got 2 Stone Age planets could keep them, because obviously they're paying out daily rewards indefinitely, which is fantastic. But for those that missed out that boat, they're offering that again. So taking a look at that picture, members for this campaign period can take advantage of that again. They've got the opportunity of purchasing 2 stone plots, up to 8 bronze, 6 iron, 3 industrial, or 3 electric. So everybody can have a look at that. And improve their own booty, if you like. Like I said before, those that are setting down their foundations of their empire online through Dalversal, these campaigns give everybody the opportunity to really get to grips with what they're doing with their business. So let's just read through the details. Dalversal's land subscription limits elevated is now live. The universe is calling, and we are ready to answer with resounding enthusiasm. Now you can expand your territory for greater rewards. Stoneland, 2 parcels. Bronzeland, 8 parcels. Ironland, 6 parcels. Industrial land, 3 parcels. And electric land, 3 parcels. Now, don't forget, guys, bronze, iron, industrial, and electric all offer an X3 return, whereas your stone plots, you're entitled to up to 2 plots, and they're indefinite payouts. There's no end to that one. So the campaign period started on the 10th of November, which I do believe was a week ago, and it ends again on the 30th of November. Join us as we venture into the uncharted territories of Dalversal, and together we shall forge a new era of prosperity and innovation. So there you go, guys. That's the 2 campaigns that are live at the moment. Now, let me just make sure that that window's closed down, which it is. Now, what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm just going to have a quick intermission before we bring on our other special guest, Trucker Fletch, and his little 4-legged friends. Okay, Winnie, catch you back in the studio in a moment. Okay, guys, welcome back to Metaverse Mastermind, episode 11. And a big thank you to Buddykins behind the scenes for creating that promotional video for Dalversal. Well done, Sarah. Okay, guys, before we bring Trucker Fletch back, in fact, no, let's bring Trucker Fletch back on straight away. Good evening, Chris. Can you hear us?
Yeah, got you, mate. Got you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Good evening. How are you, Fred and Wilma? How are you doing this evening?
Well, they both got the winter jumpers on. Freddie had a cold early on in the week, bless him. And he sleeps on my bed with me. And all I got was sniffle, cough, splutter. So they've got the winter jumpers on, but they're lovely and warm now. So they're quite happy.
Oh, bless them. With them being so small, they'll catch the cold really quickly, I guess.
Yeah, the idiot jumped in a puddle about a month ago. We was outside. We went round to the car, do some bits and bobs, and he jumped in a puddle. And the next thing we know, he got a full-blown cold on him, bless him. So, yeah, the tough little characters, but when it comes to winter, they do suffer the cold, bless them.
Absolutely. All right, guys, for the viewers that are watching this show this evening, Trucker Fletch has excelled all possibilities. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, Trucker Fletch turned around to me and he says, "What about us?" It was a simple statement. What about us? And I says, what do you mean? He says, what about us? Technophobes, people that don't understand what's going on in this, what is it called? An ecosystem? What's all this jargon? I don't understand it. And I said to Chris, I said, you're not on your own, kiddo. You're not on your own. There's plenty of people out there that feel the same. General Kev put his head on and he says, right, okay then. How about representing all those people that say, what about us? And Trucker Fletch stepped forward and he says, okay, I'll take that challenge on. Now, because of his extremely courageous opportunity here, I didn't think he would do it, but he has. I do believe this is possibly your third appearance. Is that right, Chris?
I think it is, yeah. Because the first time I was sat in this chair, the next time I was sat in the reading chair near the library, and now I'm back in my comfy chair again.
Okay, so what does this mean? Trucker Fletch decided that he would step out the box because Trucker Fletch has been in this industry, this ecosystem, this platform, whatever you want to call it, going way back to Hyperfund. But he's still been in the same situation of not really understanding what's going on. And the problems that we've faced over these couple of years has not helped him to learn one bit because there's been too many problems for him to understand. If it had been a smooth platform, the incentive would have been there to learn. But now we've got that opportunity and we're going to strike while the iron's hot. So Chris said, okay, then I'll be that guinea pig. I'll step forward and I'll speak for the people and learn and show them that it can be done. Now, this is where it gets exciting, guys, because as members of the Bureau, we got given the opportunity to nominate, this is recently, a couple of weeks ago, nominate 10 members for a TFA upgrade. And it was up to us to decide who had made that extra special effort. Who can we see throughout all the groups and communities? Who do we think that might benefit from a TFA upgrade? Today, ladies and gentlemen, I can announce that all 10 nominees from the Bureau of Forefront, the 10 people that we identified and we nominated, have had their TFA Plus upgrade today. Now, what I want to do at the moment, guys, is just share my screen and show you a small announcement. If I can click on, go through the process again of sharing my screen. And here we are, guys. Congratulations, TFA approvals, recognition assignees. Thank you for being the driving force behind our thriving community. Your passion and hard work have not gone unnoticed. Here's to a future filled with continued success and achievements. Now, I can't read the bottom of that because I've got a screen over it. But we've got Coach Lux, Leader Nokaraiki. Now, please, I do apologize if I'm not pronouncing these right. King Ben Masiko, he's an African leader. Leader Afe, Shua Yang, Fu Vang, Ahang, Trucker Fletch, as it happens, and Paramedic and Bail Organa. Now, some members will recognize those names, and they're for various different reasons, okay? But what we can, let me come back into the studio, there we are. What we can say is we nominated those 10 members and we gave the reasons to corporate. It was submitted to corporate just over a week ago, and we got the confirmation that every one of those 10 members got their TFA Plus upgraded today. So a big virtual round of applause for everybody that managed to do that. Okay, so moving on, guys, we have the ability to do that. Who's next? Who's next? If we get that opportunity to do that again, would you like to do that? Would you like to be on our nominations list? let's see what talents and skills that members can offer their communities, because it's as simple as that, guys. Take my word for it. I've got my eye on 2 people already. Okay. Your actions are being monitored and noted. Why? To receive bonuses like that. So let's have a chat to Trucker Fletch and see what he thinks to his TFA upgrade. Okay, Chris, fire away, brother. How do you feel?
I'd like to say thank you very much to Dalversal. That is going to help massively. I really appreciate that, and I'm a bit gobsmacked, really. I'd like to say I'm nothing to do with the Bureau Forefront. So anybody that's out there thinking it could be favoritism, not at all. I am absolutely a sovereign person, a free spirit, and not linked to the Bureau Forefront. I'm just a guy off the street who happens to be Kev's big brother, but I want to be able to stand out and help the guys like me, the guys and the gals, the ladies, gentlemen, fellow folk who are into the Dalversal. We're all members, but people who don't know how and too frightened, too shy to stand up and ask questions. I'm here to ask and help, and I've learned a few things this week. I struggle at times operating my mobile phone. My daughter asked me to play games on the Xbox. It's all French to me, but I'm learning on here. And now when I'm watching her play on Xbox, it's like, I know how that works now, and things like that. So coming on here, it's like Kev said a few minutes ago. I joined in Hyperfund, and there's so many things up and down. You just get learning and just get to the stage like, I know how to do that, and then everything will be blown out of the water. It changed onto another platform, and it's like, ugh. And now the times when I've said to Kev, and before we signed over to the Dalversal, I'm really fed up with this. I'm into it. I put my money in. I'm not backing down, but it's just over my head. Since we've joined the Dalversal, every week there's a little bit more and a little bit more. And I'm starting to see things, and I'm remembering things, because so things are going very quickly, but I'm learning and it's sinking in, because the next week when we see something else happen, it's like, I remember that happening last week, or yeah, I can relate to that. So it is sinking in. I'm 57. So anybody out there that's my age, or anybody who's not computer savvy, if it can sink in on this numbskull, then it can sink in on your little head. So if anybody out there that's watching wants to know anything, ask, and you're too frightened to put your hands up and ask, send me a message or something, or contact me, or we'll go on that, whatever, what is it, the general chat on the Discord. Whatever this thing was on. Yeah, Kev knows what. See what I mean? I ain't got a clue what I'm doing, but I'm getting there. So anybody that wants to ask questions, you're too frightened to go on general chat, and I'll do what I can.
Okay, Chris, that's fantastic. And at the end of the day, yes, Chris is my bigger brother. I've never hidden the fact there. But I said to Chris, I says, because he was willing to come on and assist and be the voice of the nation, basically, be the voice for those members that are completely lost in this galaxy, in the universe, yeah. I did say to him, if I put the nomination in, then, would you commit? He says, commit? He says, I want to help people. I want to help myself and help other people. So I put the nomination in. Now, Chris ultimately has got some great questions ready. One specific one was a blinder. It really was, because it seems such a simple question, but it's something that I had overlooked. Now, I have got the answer for this question. So, Chris, would you like to put that question to the audience? What was it that you asked me?
Yes, just before I go any further, I have got 2 actual friends that want to get on board with Dalversal, haven't got a clue where to start. So I've sent them links to YouTube. I've messaged them tonight, and they're both busy at work because they work nights, but they are going to be coming on, watching, and we'll have 2 regular members to follow what's going on and hopefully join in with the Dalversal thing. So, yeah, that's just a quick one.
Can I say what YouTube channel have you sent them to?
I don't know.
No, is it the tutorials?
No, mate, no.
Or is it Dalversal?
I've gone onto the actual YouTube channel for Metaverse. Is it Metaverse Masterminds?
Ah, right.
And,
okay.
Yeah. And my daughter Ellie May is upstairs in the bedroom watching it live on her phone.
Oh, excellent. Hi, Ellie May. Big shout out to Ellie May. So,
Because
yeah, I mean,
Ellie's
the
also a member of the
tutorials-
Dalversal as well.
Yeah, the tutorials are a great place to start. I am going to be launching another video. Let me just bring this back. I am going to be launching a new video very shortly for anybody that's heard the whisper. Like I said at the beginning of this program, I've got to be honest, guys, I'll say it as it is. It's extremely hard being a leader, admin, moderator of a group, because you'll get message after message from people saying, I've heard there's a whisper that we can get our pending rewards. I'm well behind. Can you help me? Now, I've got to say it, guys, we can't do one-on-ones. It's impossible. We haven't got enough hours in the day. I wish we did have, yeah? So I'm going to create a video and I'm going to upload it to the Metaverse Masterminds YouTube channel that anybody can use. Any member of the community, if you want to help them, share that video, because what that video is going to do, it's going to have the basic information of what Dalversal are going to offer with the TFA program, and it's in the base of it, in the description, it'll show the tutorials for how to transfer your pending to Dalversal and so forth. So it's the whole process. Once I've got that video edited and uploaded, I'll share that on the group. So that'll help that process for all those members coming back on board. So yeah, it's great to hear that 2 people are interested in joining, Chris. And thank you for sharing the tutorials.
These 2 people wanted to get involved when it was Hyperverse, I think it was. And because everything was up and down all the time, they held back. But because I'm keeping them up to date on what's going on, and it's building up nicely, they aren't members of it at all at the moment, but they want to get involved. So it's like 2 people that weren't involved before are putting the faith into it, and they're going to start watching these videos, and they're going to join into the Dalversal. So it's 2 totally fresh people.
Well, that's brilliant, because they know you and they'll see you on the show. It'll make them feel at home. Let's face it. That's a great step, Chris. Well done. Well done.
They followed it all the way through for the last two and a bit years, and I've kept them in touch, and they've seen when things have gone wrong, and they've seen it, and they've seen that I've kept the confidence, and it's giving them the confidence to come on board. And they know friends who are interested as well. So basically, it's like the roots of the tree are starting to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Not only that, Chris, but I think with the Bureau of Forefront moving forward and being part of Dalversal as well, it just proves that path was the right path to take, from going way back to Hyperverse, following it through. And I've got to say it, riding the storm and surviving that terrible catastrophe that members survived it, So to see that Dorian was a classic example. When he first came back to Dalversal, I'll never forget his words. It's great to see that Kev's still in the driving seat. I thought that was wonderful, because instantly that gave him the opportunity to know there's something good there. When you see a name there that you recognize, straight away you're thinking there's got to be something there. Okay. And like I say, Chris, you bringing 2 members on board, these shows are ideal because they cover both. They cover the old and the old coming back, and it also covers the new aspect, like the campaigns for the land plot, the planets, and so forth. So it's a fantastic show to cover both aspects. So go ahead, Chris. What was your
3 members? Sorry, I've just remembered. Sorry, there are 3 members. There are 3 members.
Look, you're going to have a bigger downline than me. I'm not having this. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Chris.
getting back to the question.
Yeah.
I was sat watching my daughter playing on the Xbox last week,
Mhm.
and I'm watching and I'm thinking, she's using an avatar on there. And I looked at my laptop and I thought, well, I've built my avatar and I know what it's going to be look like, but how can I operate a laptop with an avatar? How can I make it do things? I've got arthritis in my hands, and some days I struggle with using my mobile phone. But a couple of years back, I was on holiday, and I've always wanted to have a go and fiddle with virtual reality because I thought, I've seen it on telly and advertised. It won't be no. I put some not night vision, the virtual reality goggles on, and it was absolutely mind blowing. And I also had a go on it with what are these things? Joypad console things.
Oh yeah,
I can
game
use it, and I can use my daughter's Xbox pads to a certain extent, not brilliantly, but the idea come across like, how are we going to, when we get this MySpace opened up and we've got a little robots running around, how are we going to operate them? Are they going to have a mind of their own, or how are we going to actually work them? Like Ellie makes hers run across the screen and drive cars and do all sorts of stuff on a computer keypad, because mine's a laptop. How are you going to do it? Would a joypad work? And in time, would it work with virtual reality? So you're actually part of it. Now, this, I would have never thought about this a couple of months ago because it just wasn't in my head. The more I'm getting into this, it's like, hang on, how would this work? Could this? And it's brilliant because I'm asking Ellie questions, and it's like, Dad, are you feeling all right? You've never asked questions like this. You hate the Xbox. You hate stuff like this. And
Yeah.
it's bringing me and Ellie together on that part of her life that she's well into. And I've always said I'm not interested in that. I played the Colin McRae race car game, but now I'm understanding about the avatars, and it's like, hang on, we've got this going on MySpace soon. I want to know a bit more about this. So
Right,
it's bringing me and
okay.
her together.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay then, Chris. So you said you've already created your avatar in Ready Player Me. Is that correct?
Oh, yes.
Oh yes. Oh, wicked. All right. Have you just done one or multiple, or what have you done? Have you created a realistic Trucker Fletch, or a character that you would prefer to be?
No, the world cannot cope with another Trucker Fletch.
That's true.
I've made a female avatar, and she's going to be a totally different character to what I am.
All right. Okay. Well,
And I'm hoping that once we can figure out how to get her in on the MySpace, then she's going to be like my sidekick. And it was something that got in my head the other night. Why would I want to put myself in there when we've got the opportunity to put anybody in there? A totally different person, totally different character. Because it's a bit boring me being on there, just being me. I may as well just be on there as I am. But if I can make a totally different character with a totally different background, sort of history, and at the end of the day, it's not. It's a part of reality, but with being on this virtual reality game and what I was on that day, it was like, wow. But back then, we had nothing to do with what we're going into now. And I never dreamt I'd be able to be asking questions and looking forward to when this opens up to get the avatar in there and get doing things with it.
Okay, so your question regarding this was, will we be able to use a gamepad? Is that correct?
Yes, boss.
Yes, boss. Right. Okay. Winnie, have you got the answer for that? I have, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to give it a go. Do you know? You're muted, Winnie.
I think I don't know. I think it's probably yes. I'm guessing. But you know.
It is a yes. Yeah, absolutely. I when I got the question, I approached my Planet Node manager and I said, got a great question for you. And it sounds so simplistic, even General Kev doesn't know. which is the way it works, guys. Give me a technical question, I can probably answer it. But you know, and this is the beauty of community and speaking about these questions that some people would consider silly. They're not at all. We're all educating each other. And the reply was, yes, indeed. As long as your gamepad is compatible with your laptop that you'll be using to, enter the metaverse, then your gamepad will be able to operate that avatar. Now, like Trucker Fletch explained, for anybody that's got arthritis in the hand, and I think I'll let Chris tell you, but he's been a driver all his life, so his comfortable position is in the perfect position for a gamepad. If he altered that for a keyboard, he would be in agony. So this is a really good tip, Chris, that many other people may benefit from, because we did hear in that call, if Winnie remembers, there was a question that there was many members over the age of 70. So who knows? This could well benefit those members as well, Chris.
Well, I was a lorry driver for 36 years, and you could probably see the shape of my hands was shaped. Over 36 years of holding a steering wheel, my hands have shaped to a steering wheel. Now, I've been a photographer since I was a kid. I had my own company. I worked for an international magazine, freelancing, and I got the cameras out a couple of weeks back because my daughter wanted to go on a hike around the village and take some photographs of autumn. And I struggled to hold a camera because hands have got to be so compacted to the shape. And I was in a lot of pain. But she's got an allotment, one of our local towns, and I've been down there and I've got a drone. And because the drone is operated by like a console, I can operate that. All right, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another thing that got me thinking about using a console to work on the on the metaverse thing, on the where we get the little thing running around. And that was another thing that thought, well, hang on, I can't use the traditional. We can see my hands now. Look, I can't use the traditional thing, but put the joypad in my hand for my drone, and I can fly it and take photographs. And I've got a license and I'm insured, and I'm hoping to do a bit of work with that next year. But it's a similar sort of thing. You want like a console that you can hold, and it's a shape. But trying to use a keypad on here, it's like I have to do it like that. And so often, if I'm sending people texts, they think I'm drunk when I'm on my phone. It's like, are you really dyslexic? And I say, no, it's the phone that's dyslexic. So something like this would really help. And with the older members, it's really going to be a massive thing to help them out as well and be part of it.
Yeah, extremely. Oh, there we go. Extremely beneficial, Chris. And like I say, it's little hints and tips that we can bring to the show that may well help other members. Have you got anything to add to that, Winnie? What's your thoughts on that? Because it was something that I totally went over my head, and I hadn't realized that this can actually bring more members in just from that simple tip.
Yeah, well, just a really good point. Absolutely. And you can probably get special game pads that are, even better for people.
There's all sorts of different shapes and sizes. I mean, we've got a local, they call it a pound shop, but it's not. I mean, some things cost a little bit more, but you can see different shapes and sizes in them. Yeah. So as long as they're compatible with a laptop or computer, whichever device you're going to be using, then hey ho. So this is the value, ladies and gentlemen, that Trucker Fletch is bringing to the platform, hence his upgrade to TFA Plus. So this is what we're looking for, isn't it, Winnie? Did you nominate anyone, or have you got any ideas for nominations? Maybe not say the name.
No, I won't say the name. Yeah. No, but yes. Well, certainly there were several who I we were of the same mind.
it is about stepping out the box and standing proud, standing with their head above the audience, so to speak, in order to gain that recognition. I know most of those 10, where are we? Most of those 10 nominees were nominated because of their outstanding efforts in helping people with tech support. And like I said, it's easy to send someone to tech support, but it's a lot better if people have that knowledge and share it, because that's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
It's helping that member straight away without having to wait for tech support. B, it's showing community spirit, which is exactly what Dalversal are looking for. And C, it's freeing up the tech support guys. It's giving them the opportunity to roll this forward faster. Okay, so Trucker Fletch, have you got anything else that you wanted to talk about this evening?
I can't remember did I mention anything else to you the other day? Give us a clue.
Well, there was a couple of things. What about because you started with 2 stone plots, didn't you? One with 100 DU and one with 10 DU.
Yeah.
So how's that coming along?
Excuse me. Well, what I've been doing is doing me collection or whatever it is every day and the charging. And what I've done is on one, because one was up to 100, up to the full amount, it was still building up. So what I've done is I built it up so far, it's sleepyhead. And then I've dropped it onto the other one to build that up a bit more. So that eventually they'll both be level and kicking out the same every day, which helps.
That's right. And how much of a reward is that a day? And how long do you get that reward for? Can you remember?
Yeah, well, it's gone up from, was it 0.2 to 0.6, or was it 0.6 to 10? I can't remember.
I meant the amount a day. I mean, the full one gave you 0.6 DU a day. And the other one, basically what it did, it accumulated till you had 17 DU in your rewards. And that's what you use to stack onto your other stone plot. So it went from 10 DU to 17 DU. Okay. Now let me just explain that to the viewers. Basically, what Trucker Fletch had, he had 2 stone plots. One was the maximum amount of 100 DU, and the other was the minimum amount of 10 DU. And what he's been doing, I explained to him how I operated one of my accounts, and it was to let the daily reward build up. Okay. Now, the other day he contacted me and he says, look, I've got 17 DU in my rewards account. Are we going to do that thing that you suggested? And I said, well, it's entirely up to you. It's your choice. You know, this is what happens. You have to have at least 10% or more in order to do that reassessment. So he worked it out that 10 DU, okay, 10% of that is only $1. So anything over $1, and he could have reassessed that plot. Okay. So he said, right, okay, let's put the 17 on top of that 10 DU. So now he's still got the plot of 100, but now he's got a plot of 27 DU. So his daily amount is kicking out a little bit extra every day. And he said, what he's going to do, I mean, this is Trucker Fletch's answer. What he's going to do is build that up until that other account reaches the maximum amount as well. So then he'll have 2 plots kicking out 60 cents a day, total $1.20. Now, Chris, you did say, then what, didn't you? You know, and it is a case of then what? Now, what was the suggestion and what did you feel? Then what? What could you do with that DU?
It goes towards helping the TFA somehow, and I can't remember because, like I say,
right.
some sinks in, but some doesn't sink in.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, people don't learn the first time around. So we'll go over that little bit. At the bottom line, he understood that it does help his TFA. Okay. So what he's looking at is build those 2 stone plots up to $1.20 every day, or, you know, 1.2 DU every day. and 10% of that will be allocated against his TFA release rate. Okay, now think about it. Look at what's happening with Trucker Fletcher's account now. He's not passive anymore. He's not passive because he's used his initiative and got a couple of cheap, relatively cheap plots of land that are giving him a constant daily reward. That helps for a start. But by stepping out into the community to help, he's also benefited from that TFA plus. Okay. Now I'm going to really confuse you, Chris, and I don't think you'll have the answer for this, but prove me wrong, brother. What's the difference between TFA and TFA plus?
The TFA plus is a higher percentage that comes out every day as a reward rather than a lower percentage. Am I wrong?
No way. You're spot on, brother. Do you know how much?
His eyes may be asleep, but he whispered that to me.
Right. Okay. If I tell you that you was on 7.5 a day, then do you know what it's gone up to?
10%?
No, 10. 10 DU.
Yeah.
So you're virtually there. Exactly. So you're taking it on board, Chris. And I've got to be honest, brother. Well done. Well done.
The thing is, some people out there will be thinking, "Ooh, that's not a lot," but every little counts. There's a supermarket in the UK that says every little counts, and little, slowly, we're gradually pulling it in. As more things come in, we're pulling. At the end of the day, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's like I say, every little helps. It's like the old lady that peed in the sea. She didn't think she was doing it, but she helped. Every little helped.
At the end of the day, Chris, you're starting to build your empire. It may not be bigger than Mr. Smith's or Mrs. Brown's. It doesn't matter. Your empire is starting to build up. Can I ask Winnie, what do you think to this, development from Trucker Fletch? I'm surprised.
Well, I'm not surprised. I always believed it, but it's great. It's really good to see, and it's really helpful to all of us. Yeah.
Yes, of course it is. And it instills
gives
that
me
value.
confidence, and hopefully me having confidence, it'll give other people confidence, because for the last 2 years, it's like I said earlier, it was building up and then something go wrong, and it was like, you couldn't stand still and learn it, because it changed. The next week something a bit different, and it's like it got over my head. There's a couple of times I've said to Kev, I got to one stage where I nearly kicked it all into touch, and there's something. I've known Kev for a few weeks. I've known him for a while, and when Kev gets his teeth into something, Kev never backs a loser. And there's times I've looked at him, and I've been down for a chat with him where he lives. I've gone, "Are you real?" Because at the end of the day, I can't see out coming out of this. And Kev says, "Oh yeah, you got that confidence." And it's like, I'm not as you then if I'm following you, but as it's going along, it's like Kev knew that this was going to be the way. Kev's known for a long time, and I must admit, through life, I've made a lot of mistakes and bobbed things up. But I've always got back on my feet and worked again. Now, Kev, like I say, Kev was a businessman. He had his own computer shop, and Kev will never back a loser, sorry. I'm not a businessman. I've got no real interest in business, and I tend to give my money away rather than use it properly. But not saying Kev's tight or he wouldn't do that. That's not what I mean. But Kev's more shrewd and Kev's more clued up like that. And he has always had confidence in this. And I'm just like, if he's crazy enough to follow it, then there must be something right in it. And that is talking about this and understanding more. A month ago, I ain't got a clue what's going on. And I've been on some of these, what we're on now, this show thing, and it's been going over my head because I wasn't part of it. And it'll go over a lot of people's head because they're not here to be able to voice their opinion and say, right, what's this? What's that? What's the other? And these last couple of weeks that I've actually been on here has benefited me so much, because when I first thought about coming on it, normally Friday night's a good night on telly. So I thought, well, do I go on here and listen to this, or do I watch the telly? And I thought, no, telly into touch, and I'll see what it is. The first week was a bit over my head. But as each week gets on, I learn more. I feel part of the community more than what I did before. And there must be a lot of people watching this thinking, well, I feel like I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows that I'm here. Well, we do know you're here. I know you're here because I was where you are. So I'm hoping that people are going to get the courage and realize that, yeah, this is working. It is slow. And for years and years, Kev knows me. If I'm the sort that if things don't go 100 miles an hour, then that's it, kick off. I was a lorry driver for years, and I was my own boss in that cab, and I had to work things out. And I like to be in control of my destination and my future. And for a while, I haven't been on this, but I'm now feeling that, yes, I am my own boss. I am my own destination, and I'm building it. And I'm proud to sit here with my two hounds, with the other ones here somewhere, they're both asleep. I'm proud to be on here and saying, hey, folks, this is working, because believe you me, a couple of months ago, I would have been at the top of the list with everybody up there saying, this is a scam, it ain't going to work, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you this, and this had nothing to do with BOF. I'm nothing to do with them, because I ain't got a clue. I don't want to get involved with it. But what I am saying is this is working, and I can see a future. I've seen the guys. There was one video on the other night that I saw with Mr. Jonah, and looking at that guy, in the past, I haven't really trusted anybody. But looking at that guy there, it's like, and from what I caught tonight from the guy in America, Dorian.
Dorian, yeah.
Yeah.
Jonah, Mr. Jonah, or whatever his proper name, I don't know if Mr. Jonah is his first name or last name. That guy has got a lot of faith and trust in us.
Oh, God,
To bring us on board, and when a lot of companies would have said nothing to do with them, the liability, I'd love to meet that guy and shake his hand, because I've stuck with this, and I feel now that I'm part of something. I am actually a little cog in one of the wheels. I feel chucked to bits to be part of it, and I really do feel proud.
Fantastic.
Okay, Chris, that's absolutely fantastic. Can I ask you just one question, and then I'll pass you on to Winnie for a chat?
It wasn't me, it was him.
What you're describing, Chris, is self-sovereignty. Okay, you are starting to feel self-empowered in your future. Okay, and this is fantastic. This is what I've been following this platform for 2 years or more. Okay, because that was my aim, my goal is self-sovereignty, and yes, this is what I saw, and that's what I had in a vision when you didn't have that in your vision. Okay, I could see that it was possible. We just had to put those pieces together in the right format. Okay, there's one thing that has really triggered me with what you've just said, Chris, and I want you to answer a question. This is completely unscripted, guys. Yeah. Chris, what would you say? In fact, I'll bring you back onto the screen so people can see your face. Yeah. Right. You ready for this question? What would you say to any member who suggests that Hyperverse or Hypernation is a scam or was a scam?
Right. First of all, I put quite a large sum into Hyperfund, and we were doing the rebuys. We were building our assets up, and when it went onto the other one and collapsed, I thought, we've lost it. All the way along, we managed to build our assets and build our assets and build our assets. Now, if it hadn't have been for listening to Kev, when I said right back at the beginning, I'm chucking the towel in, if I had done what I said I was going to do and chuck the towel in, I wouldn't have the assets that I have now. if it weren't for Hyperfund going on to Hyperverse, onto Hypernation, none of us would have the assets that we've got now. Now, the reason we've got the assets, because it worked. It did work. Yeah, okay, so things fell to bits and it was working, building our assets. It wasn't working in the way that we want it to work, that Dalversal's starting to work, because we've got so many things that's coming on with Dalversal. And we wouldn't be where we are now, and I certainly wouldn't be, if it weren't for Hyperverse and Hypernation. Now, a lot of people say, well, we can't get our hands on our assets straight away. No, we carried them with us. Dalversal have said they're going to deal with it. They're going to help us. They're going to bring us up. They're going to get us. Now, if it was a scam, our assets would have gone. And that's the one thing that kept me following the little trail, because our assets were building up all the time. If you used your noddle, your assets were building up. We didn't lose them. Now, if it was a scam, we'd have lost it. We'd have had nothing. It wasn't a scam. The people who were running it weren't running it properly. But they gave us the foundation for the future.
Yeah.
There was so many things that went wrong with it, but they gave us a foundation for the future. Now, Dalversal have come along, and a couple of other companies have come along and said, right, we'll help you with that future. So we've got this handful of whatever. Right, we're going to help you with that handful of whatever. So, no, please don't say that they were a scam. The only way they were a scam if you followed people that weren't there doing it for our benefit. The only scammers were the ones there trying to rip us off. If you followed the right people, you'll find it wasn't a scam, because without Nation, Verse, whatever, we wouldn't be here now looking at the future. So no, it was not a scam. It was not a scam, because if it was a scam, we would have nothing now to go into this for a future.
There you have it, guys. Consider it. Consider it, because that has nailed it. Winnie, would you like to comment on that?
Well, just really good point. Totally good point. Yeah.
Why would they offer a TFA? If it was a scam, it would have been gone. The tokens would be completely useless with no value whatsoever. So it's a very good point, because ultimately, no matter what coin it was, HU, HNT, what else was there? HB, Hyperbond, and so forth. Yeah, it does prove that there was some value in that. Okay. A scam takes your money and doesn't offer anything for it. Now, we did hear about an undisclosed amount that they paid for the database or whatever. That's none of our business, to be fair. What we do want to know were our assets valuable? And clearly they were. Clearly they were.
And what were our assets as well, of course, as some people like, we are the assets, of course. Well, I mean, apart from, we do have the numbers that are going to turn into numbers that we can take out as actual USDT.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
us, even those of us who don't know how to use it and are just learning are still.
I asked a question to you the other night, Kev, and I think I partly answered it. This time last year, I couldn't see us being where we are now. And I asked Kev the other night, where do you see us being this time next year?
Go on, what was your answer?
I can't remember. No, seriously. This time last year, we couldn't see being where we are now. So being where we are now, looking forward to this time next year, with what's opened up in the last few months to what's actually started in the last few months, I see, well, I can't see, because it's like, wow, so much is opening up. For a long time, I've said to Kev, my life's been like walking with a bucket on my head, because I couldn't see what the future was going to be. And now, because we've got a lot of confidence coming out of Mr. Jonah and Dalversal, I can see whatever it is, it's going to be a bright future, because in the past on Fund, Nation, Verse, all these others, there wasn't really a big goal that we could aim for. It wasn't so much, there wasn't as big a platform. It's like, wow, we can't, well, there's nothing really to walk into. We was building up assets, but well, what can we do with it? But now, I'll be honest, I'm bloody well excited, because I want to get opened up and get into this MySpace thing. I want to get my little avatar running around doing things. And I'm starting to get like, it's like, I feel like a big kid at Christmas, because a couple of months ago, it was all crap. I wasn't interested in it. Now, I'm getting into like, hey, I want to be part of this, because I can do things. We can make money out of doing different things.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see this. And this was the whole reason why I invested into the Hyper Fund and put in as much in as I did, because I wanted to be able to make my own living, to be self-sovereign, to be able to make my wage, not rely on anybody, not rely on any big corrupt corporations, which most of them are. And I wanted to be able to build my future, but not only mine, build one for my 15-year-old. Yeah, she's 50. Yeah, Ellie, you're 15 in next week, I know. Building a future for my daughter. Now, she put a little bit into Verse Fund, whatever it was when it started. She's got more assets now than what I did when I retired 3 years ago. And she's 15 nearly. 15 next week. Now, as a parent, our parents never did it for us, because there's no chance that we weren't living in the times we are now. But I feel proud that I've set my daughter up. She's a rich kid round here. She's homeschooled. Her home education officer said to her 2 years ago, "What do you want to do, Ellie, when you leave school?" And Ellie said to her, and she choked on a tea, she says, "I want to be a millionaire." And she laughed at her. She went, "Really? How are you going to do that?" Ellie says, "Through me crypto." "What's crypto?" So Ellie started telling her. "Oh, I've never heard of that." Well, she came back the second year, and she sort of a bit smug. "Well, how's your crypto going on?" So Ellie showed her, and she went, "Seriously?" She came back this January, and she says, "Have you had thought any more about what you like to do?" She says, "What job would you like to do when you leave school?" And Ellie went, "Well, why would I want to get a job?" She went, "Well, you need a job to pay your bills and to live on." Ellie went, "No, what you're saying is I need to go to work, to pay taxes, to feed other people, for my boss to take the money out of my pocket and give me the crumbs off the table." So she went, "Well, that's one way of looking at it." Ellie went, "There's my crypto. Now tell me that I need to work for someone and I'm 14. And she went, wow, she nearly fell off the chair. So Ellie said to her, "Why would I want to work for somebody else when I can do this myself?" And Ellie looked at her and she was, "Could you do this?" And she looked and she went, "Well, no." Ellie went, "Well, how did you get the job of being an education officer then?" And I'm like, holy cack. My daughter's 14 and she's asking an education officer, and the education officer doesn't know. Now, this year, when she comes round, Ellie's done so much more. I've told Ellie all she's going to do is come round, sign a ticket for another year and run out that door. Because it's freaked her out how intelligent Ellie is and why Ellie won't need to get a job when she leaves school. Why would she want to be a slave to someone else when she can earn her own living? When she can do it herself? So that lasts, when she's 18, she's told me, "Dad, I want to be a millionaire when I'm 18.
Well, hats off to her, Chris.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ellie isn't big-headed, and she won't be buying yachts or things like that. Ellie has already made it clear she's going to be helping people who are less well off than herself. Now,
That's
how
awesome
she's
to
going to
know.
do that, I don't know exactly, because Ellie keeps things to herself. Well, that lass is earning herself, so she can help other people, because she does. And I would have thought, only guessing, she's going to help people out. She's going to help animals out because she loves animals, and she's going to be able to have the money to do it because she's literally got her own aim forward. Now, when I was her age, all I was looking at was going to work, doing a job, and bringing money home a bit. Now, she's on a totally different level, a totally different platform in life to what I was at her age. And I take me hat off to her. So this, Dalversal, is all helping her.
Okay. Right, Chris, we're going to have to wrap up soon, mate, because we're 2 hours on. I've just got a couple of questions in the, and thank you, Trucker Fletch. Thanks ever so much. That was awesome. We could talk all night.
I've got one quick question. It's been bothering me for a few days. Is it too early to put the turkey in the oven for Christmas?
Yes. Right. Okay. Let's just go through these couple of questions. Let's bring Winnie on. Let's see if Winnie can answer these. James Birch, I do believe this is Jambo. Hi, everyone.
Jambo. Yeah.
Hey, Kev, I know I already asked this last week, but is there a way to get a video in Spanish that gives someone new can watch? My goal is to join up people in Mexico with parcels of land. Great question. I do have an answer, but Winnie, do you?
Well, I think it's being worked on, isn't it? Being worked on, yeah. But you probably know more about that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a definite timeline on this, but this has been identified as one of their major goals now. Now that many countries are wanting to get on board, they're going to look at their resource team and see if they can start dishing out different languages for the TFA plan, the game plan, the white paper, and clearly presentations and everything like that. So Buddykins has done some, but it's really difficult trying to get the correct translation because even Google Translate isn't successful at all. So hopefully, James, that's covered that question. You're a great story, Teller Fletch. That is, yeah, absolutely. What will your avatar do to make money?
You found it.
Oh, yes, good question.
Right. For a start, your avatar will be connected to your MetaMask wallet. So that indicates that whatever opportunities are given within MySpace, because don't forget, as you develop MySpace, which is going to be like a webinar, area where your friends can come and commune, chat, dance, sing, watch movies, and so forth. I do believe, reading through the white paper, that there will also be further opportunities like staking and so forth, NFTs. So if you think about it, you'll need your avatar to enter MySpace in order to do that. If you purchase any of the NFTs or any financial product within MySpace, it'll be connected to your avatar because it's connected to your MetaMask wallet. Okay. I think that's the easiest way to explain that, don't you, Winnie?
Your avatar is your identification, isn't it? It's your mark on the world. That's you in you. Because we can't step in the screen, your avatar's there.
Yep.
What's the word?
It's your persona. Yeah. Okay. Definitely. All right, Winnie. I think we've had an awesome show yet again. We've pulled it out the hat, guys. Did you want to add anything more, Winnie? I think we're going to have to wrap up, to be fair.
Yeah. We've covered a lot, haven't we? Yeah, I was just going to say, well, you mentioned it. The German, Austrian, Swiss community mentioned they had a lot of people over 70 that maybe we should get Trucker Fletch in his armchair, get them all together with the translator anyway.
Awesome. You got
Andy.
any few last words, Winnie, before we wrap up?
Just enjoy the ride, really.
Enjoy the ride, because there's a lot coming out, isn't there?
Yeah, and stay connected and keep asking questions, and we're all learning together, and Thank you
Yeah.
for listening and being here.
Awesome. And many thanks, Winnie, for all you've done tonight. Thank you. Can we have 2 words, Chris? Now, let's have a quick goodbye, and then we're going to have to get off.
Yeah. Thanks anybody that's watched the show tonight. Try and get hold of us on the general chat if you want to ask questions and want me to put to it. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay lucky, and hang in there because it is working. And that is being told to you by a guy that doesn't trust many people. Hang in there. It does work, and we get in there. We will get there. Love you all.
There you go, guys. Episode 11, Metaverse Mastermind. You heard it here. Okay. It's been an absolute blast, guys. It always is. It's a pleasure to host these Metaverse Masterminds community chat shows. You get all the information here, guys. You can be part of this chat show. If anybody would like to appear as a special guest on Metaverse Masterminds, please do contact Winnie in Telegram or Discord, or myself if you don't know how to contact Winnie, and we'll get you up to chat about anything you'd like to. It's been a blast, guys. You take care. We'll love you all, and we'll see you very soon. Good night now.
Thank you.